good Monday afternoon. I have a couple of minutes to knock out a lunchtime podcast, late lunch, I guess. I'm going to do this one by request, and it was kind of a fun one. On the full request was, how do you stay true while pleasing everyone else? And I always think that's funny because I think that staying true typically means you're not going to please everyone, and that's okay. So I wrote down, like I always do, 5 quick tips, things that I think, this is off the top of my head, things that I think you can do that I do to stay true. The first thing that I like to talk about is self awareness. A lot of my friends will tell you that I'm incredibly self aware. I have the ability to sometimes step outside of myself and realize when I'm doing things, why I'm doing things. And I'm the first adult to say, I'm quick to send a note to my team and saying, you know what, I want to apologize for my behavior today or what I said or how I addressed something in an email because this was, I directed my frustration towards you. I'm actually frustrated about the fact that I have an X, Y, and Z. So I took that out on you and I would like to apologize. And people understand and they get it. We've all been there. And that's just being grown and that's just being an adult and being um, incredibly self aware. There's also something that they say understanding your differences, realizing that you are different for a reason. I have yet to figure out why everybody thinks they belong in a box with everyone else. You do not. I have a quote that I love. It says, when you're different, sometimes you don't see the millions of people who accept you for what you are. All you notice is the person who doesn't. So I think that that's really important when it comes to, self-awareness. Who are you looking at? It's so easy to focus on the people that don't like us or who aren't fans of what we're doing instead of looking. I mean, there's so many people who are encouraged by people being themselves. And the last thing about self-awareness is to consistently work on your insecurities. We all have insecurities. We all have them. Just constantly, trying to be aware of what they are and really always just working on them, facing them. And that's really kind of it. The next thing I would say is assess your circle when it comes to staying true to yourself. Who's in your circle? If you have people in your circle who are constantly, telling you need to change or they don't like this about you or you should do something else, maybe it's time for you to get a new circle. I'm not saying that you should remain in a circle of cheerleaders because you don't want that, but you need to be in a circle of supporters. And just because it's a circle of supporters does not mean that they can't critique you. And I have had conversations with people that I work with where I can come to them and say, okay, based on what you heard, read, saw, what do you think about this? Do you think that there's something that I can afford to change? And I'm not above making some alterations to the way that I live. I always say that you don't come with a the perfect how-to book in life. And there's no we as we exchange and relate, have relationships with people, no one comes with a book on this is what I like, this is how I like to be treated. You have to tell people and show people. So, assess your circle and within your circle, be direct and clear about what you like and what you don't like. I always say that true success comes from being able to have the hard conversation. I am able to have the hard conversation. When I don't like something, I'm going to just be, say, I don't really like this. I don't like being treated this way. I don't like the way this is going. I feel uncomfortable. The elephant in the room or whatever they need, have it. Have the conversation. It's never as bad as you think it's going to be. And people usually don't know until you tell them. The third thing in staying true is to have very firm deal breakers. What are the things that you refuse to compromise? And when you know what you won't compromise, don't ever compromise those things. And so if you won't ever compromise the quality of your work, if someone wants something from you faster than you can deliver it with quality, don't compromise. If you know that you need time, take your time, and people will respect you when you say, you know what, I actually need 2 or 3 more days to do this because I'm just not willing to compromise my quality. My name is on this. This is who I am. This is how you stay true to who you are. Now that brings me to a really great fourth point. Is be willing to change. Staying true to yourself is also being willing to change. Like they say, only a fool doesn't change. So you, as as life goes on and things change, and you're going to always some of the things that you thought you knew for sure won't be so true after a while, because as things change, we should change. So assess some things that you should be willing to change. And this is like, I guess, 4.4a. I had a thought this morning about attachment. And I think what keeps us suffering, Buddha, suffering is the root of all attachment. And I think that you have to sort of be, as you're staying true to yourself, willing, understanding that you don't need to cling to anything. Don't cling to things, don't cling to people, and don't even cling to a whole lot of ideals. Like, be free flowing and don't be heavily attached. Because if you're not really attached, as people and things come and go and flow out of your life naturally, things come and go and flow out of your life naturally. As they come and go and flow, let them come and let them go. And that's how you flow. And finally, 5, take ownership. I always say mistakes are proof that you're doing, and you're going to make mistakes. And the best thing that you can do is say, I made a mistake, apologize, and handle it. People have so much respect for people who can take ownership for the things that they mess up. Like, I made a huge, huge, huge mistake a couple of weeks ago where it cost me a great deal of money because I was moving too fast. I wasn't paying attention, picked up the wrong thing, gave it away, and ended up having to pay for it. And I could have gotten upset and, figured out a way to deny it, because we all can figure out a way to put the blame back on somebody else. It's not my fault. Had you not left it there, I wouldn't have picked it up. And if I wouldn't have picked it up, this wouldn't have happened. But the truth of the matter is, as an adult, you were very clear with me about what I was supposed to have. As an adult, I moved too fast and I did the wrong thing. And as an adult, I have to take ownership of this. And even if it hits my pocket, I have learned a lesson. And people have ultimate respect for you when you can do stuff like that. So that was a quick sort of staying true, my version of it. And I hope that you have a great rest of the week. Hope to do this again soon. Bye.